CTEX in Louisiana, you are getting the best there is. We are sending you Chris Karam. He is awesome and amazing. Just laugh at his jokes, that's all I gotta say.
The first thing that comes to mind when you say Chris Karam are obviously jokes, some good ones and some very cheesy ones.
A very genuine man, always the same, always a smile, and always has a joke for you.
And my favorite joke of Chris has got to be the red shirt, brown pants. I'm not gonna steal his thunder, I'm gonna let him tell that.
I would talk about some of the struggles we might have faced with changes in our department, different things going on, and he would always say, well, you know, babies are the only ones that like change.
Chris has lots of corny jokes, just laugh, and he also does a lot of wordsmithing, so just be prepared for that.
He was the type of person that you can really sit back and talk to whenever you have a problem. He had his little jokes. Sometimes you get them, sometimes you didn't.
I would highly suggest you ask Chris to sing Mr. G's Fried Chicken jingle to you. Not only is his voice amazing, but the jingle's pretty good too.
I really appreciate Chris in meetings when we were like really going through all of the analysis. He would always have a way of opening up the meeting with a light moment, but also helping us to stay focused.
I remember Chris in the town meetings when he starts off with a sincere prayer and his dry sense of humor.
You're going to get a man who cares about his people. Many say they do, but Chris walks the walk.
Chris is such a sweet guy. He never meets a stranger. He always has a sweet smile on his face.
He's easy to talk to. You never feel intimidated by him. He's just a really friendly, great guy.
Not only will Chris know your name and call you by name every time he sees you in the hallway, he'll know your children's names. He'll know your husband, your wife's name. He'll remember every little detail about him.
Chris meets you in the hall. He always stops, talks to you. If you let him know that you need to say something to him, he doesn't just walk by like he doesn't know you. You know, he's just a good guy.
Chris Karam is a very personal person. He is someone that you can walk up to, and if you have a concern or compliment or anything, he is there for you.
Chris has always been very supportive of everything that we've done here in our oncology service line. I couldn't ask for a better leader.
He is an awesome person. He's a very good-hearted person. He's very community-minded. He has made this hospital be very community-minded.
I have people who ask me, you know, and see me and say, hey, you work at St. Michael, do you know Chris Karam? And I say, of course, say yes. And they talk about how much they respect him, how much he's involved in the community.
Chris Karam is known not only at St. Michael, but in our community for his passion, his compassion, his vision, and last but not least, his corny jokes. And then I need to alert our friends in Louisiana and Southeast Texas about the Chris list. But I'm not going to tell you much because there are some things you just have experienced for yourself.
Chris never forgets anything. He can tell you something walking down the hall, and then 2 months later at 4 o'clock in the morning you'll get an email from him asking him the status of it. So just don't think it goes away.
If you ever have casual conversation with Chris, be careful of what you spitball about because you might end up with a very long list of things to do.
Worked with Chris for a long, long time, and I just have one word to say, one word. He's awesome. You'll love him.
He's a remarkable man. We are very, very unfortunate to lose him. For the people who are receiving him, you don't know how lucky and fortunate you are to receive a man with his talents.
Chris Karam emulates God. You know, Chris Karam is Jesus to others. He's been my role model for many years of how you approach people, how you talk to people, how you treat people with dignity and respect.
Chris is an excellent CEO and he is an excellent human being. Chris has the vision and the foresight to understand that we are human beings serving other human beings. And so he always puts both the patients, associates, and physicians at the forefront.